Please, the show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
What's going on, everybody? Happy Friday. For those that are joining us on Facebook, YouTube, definitely drop into the chat where you are chiming in from so I can give you a shout out. We are back to our Friday productive and profitable Fridays. Yes, yes, yes. And I'm so excited to be with y'all. I look forward to this every second and fourth Friday. And I'm going to put something back up on the screen just in case you didn't see it, because this is big news, and I'll bring it back again at the end of the broadcast. Disclaimer. The sheet that I am going to be working from today is not from the planner. But once I get mine, then I'll be able to plug that in. But what I'm going to be working from today is a generic sheet that can be used and understood even when you get your profits planner. And I would encourage y'all, when you get your planner, definitely take a picture of you and the planner and put it in the group. Tag Coach Taria. Um, do it on your Instagram, your social media, because we do want to get the word out for all of BPC, to have this planner. And for those of you that are listening and you do not have your planner, or excuse me, you have not joined BPC, I'm going to put a link at the end of the broadcast as well so that you can join. Give me 1 second. I'm putting a notice in our Telegram chat so let folks know that we are live. I do like to start on time, if at all possible. I know sometimes system issues get into the way because technology, it does what it wants to do sometimes. And so we don't get to start exactly when we want to, but that on time is the goal. All right, so per usual, I'm going to give the definition of what productivity is. We want to dispel all myths. I want this definition ingrained within your total being as to what it is to be productive. Productivity is the act of focusing on and completing the tasks that need to be completed in order to accomplish the established goals that will lead you to success. So, focusing on and completing the act of, which means that it's work. It's not just thinking about it, it's not just talking about it, but it's doing it, focusing on and completing the task. And I'm going to drive this puppy into the ground, okay? Because I'm very clear when I hear people in their conversations, I know that they do not understand that. They think they do, but the way they talk and the way they behave tells me that they do not. So, again, as you're coming into the broadcast, even if you're watching on the replay, definitely let us know where you are chiming in from, city and state, country, if you are outside of the US, because I think on some of the lives, we've had some folk from China, some folk from India, some folk from the UK. I think on one live, I had someone from Germany. So definitely chime in. Let us know where you are watching from. And this is the SMART goal system. This is how you are going to determine if the goals that you are setting are actually goals. If they're achievable goals, they're going to be specific. Okay. Example, you're not going to say, I want to lose weight. Well, you and 98% of the world. That's not a specific goal. The specific goal would say how much you want to lose, when you want to lose it, as far as time frame, what you're going to do to lose it, in regards to the days you're going to work out, the hours you're going to work out, the exercises you're going to do. Okay? That makes it specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Okay? You want to make sure that it's something that you can do and that you want to do. You don't create a goal just because it sounds good. All right. Now, so for those of you that were on the live a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about our client who had come and she wants to, as far as the balance in her goals, she wants to lose weight for her personal. She wants to get healthy. Okay, I'm not going to say lose weight, get healthy, because it's not just about dropping pounds. She wants to lose weight as far as getting healthy. And then she's got business goals that she wants to work on, that she wants to achieve. Okay. Now, because she is in BPC, and this is the Book Profits Club, she has the intention, whether she's done it or not, she has the intention of writing a book. All right. Now, when we had last met, she was going to the doctor's office and she was going to get a complete physical from the rooter to the tutor. And these are the results from her physical. Now, obviously, she's not going to tell me everything. And I know you're saying, well, why do you say obviously? Because when you enter this coaching world, you understand that people don't give up the ghost. You know what I'm saying? They tell you a little bit, or they tell you enough, or they tell you what they want you to know. And that's why you have to be the king or queen of 20 questions. You just have to be comfortable with asking the questions. All right? There are very few clients that are a total open book. Why? Because you have to build the trust. You have to build the trust, and they have to know that what they're sharing with you, you're not going to be running that lip, that they're not going to be an Instagram post. Okay. I'm just saying they have to know. So this is what the client shared with me. The doctor had suggested a brace, which is just going to be like a wrapped bandage for her to wear while she's working out, for her to put on her knees. Because remember, she said that her knees sometimes give out. So she's got that to wear while she's working out. Her cholesterol is a little high. The doctors have suggested that she lose 40 pounds. She is not diabetic, but they are keeping an eye on it because she is mentioning that she's constantly thirsty and they're noticing a little darkness around her neck. Okay. Outside of that, she says she is good to go. Now, even though I know she's saying that she needs to lose 40 pounds, it's not important for me to ask her weight. But what I will say to her, did you write down the weight that the doctor gave you? If not, did you check your chart? Because most doctors, physicians, hospitals, they use My Chart or some other online system where you can go and look at all the notes. The reason why that question is important is because more often than not, the doctor's scale and your scale are different. Okay? So there needs to be proper tracking. This is part of the measurable part. There has to be proper tracking. So she's going to write down the number that the doctor said. She's also going to write down her number. And just in case something is off 3 or 4 pounds, we want to make sure we're tracking properly. Okay? So the next thing I'm going to do is follow up with her, because remember we talked about the meal prepping, because she was going home after work cooking every single day because she has a family. And she let me know that she's already started meal prepping for her lunch. Okay. So she doesn't have to go out to a restaurant or a drive-through in order to grab her lunch. So that's going to free up some time, and you're going to see how in just a minute. She's also decided, because she is very serious and she also doesn't want to eat the same thing every single day for that week, she's decided that as part of her meal prep, she is going to do a casserole and a crock pot dish. That way the family and she can decide what they want to eat for that particular day, whatever they're feeling or vibing with, which is fabulous. Whatever works for you. My goal is to give you suggestions to help you maximize your time. And y'all see me looking down, and I'm going to say this at every broadcast because we have new people. I'm looking down because I'm checking my phone for comments. Every time I go back and look at the replay, there's comments that I missed and questions that I missed. And I try to go back into the Facebook group and answer them. So if you see me looking down, that's what I'm doing. And again, as you chime in or as you are watching, make sure you let us know where you are chiming in from, city and state. And if you're outside of the US, let us know what country. So we also talked about places that would give her free trial classes so that she doesn't get bored with workouts. I don't know if y'all knew that was a thing, but there are gyms, um, kickboxing, martial arts, Pilates. They offer trial periods where you don't have to pay. Okay. And so she did that and she found a Pilates studio that will give her a 7-day free trial. Okay. And she's going to continue looking at others. And it's not that she doesn't have the money, but before she settles on a membership, she wants to make sure it's something she's going to stick to. It has to be relevant, it has to make sense. That's part of the SMART goal. So she's going to try different things that she's never done, versus just saying, I'm going to the gym. And I've had many a person to tell me they go into the gym, they feel overwhelmed. Even though they know people are not watching them, there's a level of paranoia, like all eyes are on them. So they wind up not going back. They wind up creating excuses within their minds. They feel intimidated because they don't see a lot of people either their size or in their mind at their level. So my suggestion was try some free classes. So that's what she did. Now, what we've done is we have created her calendar for the week. For the week. And that's what you want to do. You want to take it a week at a time. Okay. Let's get this a little bigger. Hold on one second. Let's magnify this so y'all can actually see what's going on. So again, this is just a generic weekly planner. Oh Lord, it shrunk. All right, here we go. If you remember, our client works. She works a 9-to-5 job and she's trying to build her business. So what I filled in were her hours that she works. This is to get her started. There were not enough lines on this this particular planner to talk about the things that she does before she goes to work. But let's talk about that now with you all. So you're going to start yours based on what you do when you get up, whether you go straight to the shower, brushing teeth, washing face, get dressed, breakfast, pack lunch, whatever it is, or if you get up early enough to have your quiet time and then you start getting ready. That's what you're going to put on your planner. Okay. And if I am coaching her, that's where we would start. Unfortunately, this one didn't have as that many lines, but that is what you would do. That is your system. That is your routine. And you want that visually to register in your mind that this is what you do. Okay. So we've got her here starting with her work day. Now you can see, if you're just glancing at it, it looks pretty mundane. Same thing Monday through Friday. But here's the kicker. 12 to 1, she's got lunch. Let me cover this up because I'm going to ask some questions that I want y'all to think about. She's got lunch from 12 to 1 every single day. She is bringing her lunch. So the question for the group, why did it do that? The question for the group is this: where should she eat her lunch? Because she's going to be doing her 30 DMs a day during lunch. That is one of her non-negotiables every single day. 30 DMs. And she's going to get them done during lunch. So where should she eat her lunch? Should she go into the car where it's quiet? Nobody's going to bother her. Should she go into the break room where they've got the tables and the chairs and the microwave, the refrigerator? You know, it's where some of the people on the job congregate to relax, relate, and release. Where should she go? And if you're watching on the replay, I want you to pause the video and put in the chat where you think she should eat her lunch. In the car or in the break room. So y'all put it in the chat. Where do you think she should be eating her lunch? And again, if you're watching the replay, pause the video and put it in the chat. I wish I had some Jeopardy music to play right about now. While I'm waiting for y'all to get your answers in. The average person will go to their car. And I'm not saying that your answer is wrong. I'm just going to give you a better option. Give you something else to think about. The average person will go to their car because why? They're thinking it's quiet. I won't be interrupted. I can definitely get my DMs done and won't have people interrupting me while I'm trying to focus. That's what I probably 9 out of 10 people would do. This is what I'm going to tell her and what I'm going to tell you. The first thing I'm going to say is, why are you trying to keep your business a secret? Because you know people are nosy. You know people are nosy. They're going to ask you, what you doing? Why are you so focused in your phone? Hey, Lashana, hey. Oh my goodness. Love Lashana. So, and they're gonna inquire. Free marketing opportunity. Free opportunity to tell people what you're doing, which is literally what you're doing on the DMs, and set up some opportunities for some sale calls, discovery calls. I mean, if you got time, you might could do a little something there or after work, or, you could set something up. Don't hide your business. You got to let the people know what you're doing, especially if you work around a bunch of nosy people. Let them know. Now, what I would have done with this particular client, and I'm not going to tell how I do my DMs, but I'm going to tell you this. I can get all 30 of them done in about 10 to 15 minutes. 15 minutes if somebody comes in and bothers me. It's boom, boom, boom. So I would go over with her how that DM thing would work so that she's actually done rather quickly. And she can sit in the break room, even if nobody comes up to her and says anything, and actually have a woosah where she's got a break, a mental break. She's eating her lunch, she's digesting her lunch. If somebody happens to respond, she's got an opportunity to, give a quick response to them and set up a sales call. And she's doing this Monday through Friday. And she's got the time to do it because she meal prepped her lunch and brought it to work. She's not trying to run through the drive-through. She definitely within an hour don't have time to sit down anywhere. Unless there might be, if you work in one of those buildings where there's a cafeteria or a restaurant downstairs and you go and grab something. Okay? She brought her lunch. She's being strategic about her time. Because one of our conversations was identifying and eliminating time wasters. Identifying and eliminating time wasters. And one of the comments that people, I think it just naturally comes out, I need to get out of that building and I just need to get away, da 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 da. The reality is you need to escape mentally. That's the reality. You need to just tap out mentally for a minute. And when you get into another zone, which is the DMs, or if it was somebody else and they were going to use this time to respond to text messages and emails, you actually do get an escape. Physically, you haven't left, but wherever your mind takes you, you're there. And anybody who works with people and their mindsets and all that kind of stuff can confirm, wherever your mind takes you, that's where you go. You start feeling it, your body starts reacting to it, your heart, your blood is pumping through. All of that will respond to where your mind takes you. It is a scientific fact. Okay? So that's what we've mapped out for her lunch. And she is going to eat in the break room. And when somebody comes up and asks her, hey girl, how you doing? Oh, I'm successful. How are you? I'm doing good. Do you mind if I sit here? Absolutely. Start the conversation. Start the interaction. What you been up to lately? Oh, blah, blah, blah. What about you? Girl, let me tell you. This is what I've been working on. This is what I do. And we would go over the transitions and all those things so that she is sitting there at lunch marketing herself, getting the word out. And if you tell, all you got to do is tell the right person. The right person who likes to tell everybody's everything, the buzz will be released. People will start inquiring, all from a few conversations that were had. So don't hide your business. Even if you don't have everything worked out, you may be just getting started with BPC and you don't have your hook item created yet. You don't have your funnel created yet. You don't have to wait for everything to be perfect before you start moving in your business. I'm telling you, I know I've had 3 capture pages, 3 of them. And there's going to be more tweaks because as you know more of what you want to do, as you niche down more, then you're going to make those updates and changes. So nothing is etched in stone. Nothing, 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 nothing. So you don't have to have everything set up, and you don't have to have everything perfect. Well, Miss Nichica, I don't have a website to send them to. No, but you have an email address. You can still post on Instagram or LinkedIn or Facebook. You still have a product and or service for them to put some money into. And part of the coaching will show you how to work that. It does not have to be perfect. Do not be that person that's sitting on their $1 million because you're waiting for perfect opportunity. Don't do it. Do not do it. Okay? So then we decided that right after work, because she said, Nichica, I'm going to tell you right now, girl, when I get home, I'm home. I ain't leaving to go do nobody's nothing. I'm not doing it. Okay? And she's saying during this particular session, it's the summertime. She's like, the kids are out of all of their little things, their practices and rehearsals. I don't have that to fool with or worry about. So when I go home, I'm at the house. So she said, I need to go straight from work to the workout. I said, say less. Say less, ma'am. So she was able, as I mentioned, to find the Pilates program that's giving her free trial. It's a 30-minute free trial. You don't get the full shebang, but hey, 30 minutes was better than no minutes because that's what she was doing before. She was doing no minutes. Now she's doing 30 minutes. So she's going straight from work. She's got her workout clothes with her. She goes straight from work to Pilates for 30 minutes. Okay? She has mapped out that this particular Pilates studio is about 10 minutes from her house. So she's able to get home. Dinner's already done because she meal prepped on Sunday. Okay? So she literally has time to get home, take a shower if she wants, depending on how she's feeling, scoop out the food that may not sound appetizing, prepare the dinner plates. Let's say that. I ain't gonna say scoop out the food. That just did not sound appetizing at all. So she's preparing the dinner plates and gets to sit down and eat dinner with her family, which is something that is very, very important to her. So her non-negotiables during the week, Monday through Friday, 30 DMs and working out. During this very simple calendar week, she's getting her job done. She's working on her health. She's working on her business, and she's there for her family. All the things that she wanted to do, the things that were important. And I want y'all to take a real good look at that. Okay? You don't have to have your calendar looking 4 kinds of crazy because that's just busyness. And you ripping and running, and I am going to do a planner for a weekly planner, weekly schedule for the full-time business owner and the part-time business owner. But I did this one first because most of the people that I interact with, including myself, we have a job. Now, I have a little bit more flexibility in my job because I'm a property manager. The only times I don't have a lot of flexibility is when I'm in the middle of an audit. And I have 4 audits every year. Whew. Those that know the worth of prayer, pray for me, because my goodness. So I finished 2 audits and I've got 2 more to go. During that time when we're getting documents together and sending off documents, I don't have a lot of flexibility. Outside of that, I can pretty much come and go as I please. It's great. Love it. That's not her situation. That's not most people's situation who work. So when we're creating goals, again, they have to be smart. What is actually going to work for your situation? It's not about doing what other people do. One of the things that I talk about in my coaching and in my book, stop making other people's goals your goals. You can get the same result, but you don't have to do it the exact same way. Ma'am and the sir. You don't have to do it the exact same way. Now, I want to bring your attention to Friday. For that particular week, because when I do my coaching sessions, we meet 1 day per week for if I do a one-on-one with you, it's 1 day a week for 90 days. Okay? 1 day a week for 90 days. And because she wanted to do the one-on-one, this is how we're coordinating. Because she says she knows her and she needs the 90 days. She said a 3-day boot camp ain't gonna do it for me. She said, I know me. I said, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Know thine own self. Hallelujah. Okay. So on Fridays, this particular Friday, we have a coaching session from 5:30 to 6:30. 5:30 to 6:30, she and I are meeting. And we are talking about whatever we need to talk about in that session. And then she still is able to get home for her family to do dinner. And she's going to do a home workout. What I've suggested to her, because she is doing the intensive Pilates, which even beginner Pilates, beginner anything, if your body isn't used to it, you are going to be sore. Your muscles are going to be sore in places you didn't know you had muscles. Okay, just let it be known, heard, and understood. So what I've suggested to her is to do stretching on that day. Just take 15 minutes and do some stretching, because you don't want your muscles to cramp up and all of that stuff. And for some of you that are just chiming in, I know you're saying, why are you talking about this? And we're supposed to be talking about productivity. Because I focus on balance, the personal side and the business side. Because where you are toxic in one area, it will seep into all areas if it is not addressed. And one of the main reasons that people deal with overwhelm and burnout is because they don't pay attention to both sides of the coin. We don't do that over here. That is not allowed in the simplified productivity streets, okay? Boom. Y'all did, because I had this screen up, y'all didn't see my karate chop, but I did do one. Okay, I did do one. Does this get better, bigger? Okay. For whatever reason, it's not getting big on in the Facebook group, but I'm enlarging it on the screen. So maybe YouTube is able to see it bigger. What I am enlarging is her Saturday. You see, hopefully you can see, but if you can't, over the word Saturday, I wrote the letter M, the letter M, the letter B, the letter D. That's for minding my business day. This is where she is going to put in some serious time for her business. But it's achievable time, it's a make sense time, it's relevant time, and it's things that she's willing to commit to. Now, because she's worked out 5 days a week, my instruction to her is give your body 2 days to rest because you don't want to create injuries. So there are no workouts on Saturday and Sunday. No workouts. She is going to adhere to her same schedule, meaning get up time, start time. She starts work Monday through Friday at 9 o'clock. So on Saturday, she's starting at 9 o'clock. And what she's going to do is follow up and make sales calls from 9 to 11. She's following up on the DMs. She's following up on the DMs. Now, let me let y'all know this right here. This is something that I've discovered in doing my DMs. I don't know if y'all have noticed, but if you're doing DMs through Facebook, you're doing them through Facebook Messenger. Let me check my time. Ooh, I only have 15 minutes. Lord have mercy. You're doing it through Facebook Messenger, which is a separate app from Facebook. When Facebook first came out, it was all one. And when you log into Facebook on your computer, any messages that you have pop up. But on a mobile device, it is a separate app. And if a person has not downloaded that app, they're not getting your DMs. So if you're wondering why people have not responded, they may not have gotten the app. So if Facebook is your jam, hi Virginia, hey, if Facebook is your jam, because everybody has their own social media spot, if Facebook is your jam and you're doing DMs and you're noticing that after a couple of days, certain people aren't responding, you can actually do a post on Facebook and say at such and such, or go to their page and say, hey, did you see the message that I sent you through Messenger? And that will cue them to either reply to you and say, oh, no, I didn't see it, or, oh, I don't use Messenger. That way you know how to govern yourself. And if they say, oh, I don't use Messenger, or, oh, I didn't see it, what was it about? Hey, no problem. Can you jump on a quick Zoom? Do you have time to jump on a Zoom today? And I can, talk to you about what it was. Sales call right there. And I'm letting you know this because this was something that I found out maybe a couple of weeks ago. It didn't dawn on me that there were people who had not downloaded the Messenger app. because the Messenger app, when people create chats in their Facebook group, it goes through that app. So it had not dawned on me that people were not utilizing it. So make sure that you're reaching out. Make sure you're not feeling like you're being ignored. And this is another reason that I'm sharing this. There may be a situation where you are, but there's also the very real possibility that they don't have the app. So that's a way you can check on it. Just put a post on their page and say, hey, such and such, did you get the message that I sent you, or the DM that I sent you on such and such date? And they'll respond. All right. So she's doing sales calls from 9 to 11, and then she's going to take a lunch break. I've told her that during that lunch break, you're having a break. You're having a break. You're giving your mind the opportunity to reset. Because this right here, this schedule is new for you. So you're giving your mind that opportunity to reset. Now the question comes, well, what if, I'm having a really good sales call and we go over time? Well, what's a really good sales call? What if we're on that call for like 45 minutes? No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Your sales calls, because you have to get through a lot of people, should be around 15, no more than 20 minutes. Then you set an appointment to do a client call. But your sales call should be boom, boom, boom. Okay? 15, 20 minutes. This ain't, catch up with how your kids been doing. I just got a new car. Girl, all this stuff going on in the world. This ain't that. This ain't that. This is not that. And if you are a part of BPC and you have gone through the trainings or just paid attention to the emails that Coach Taria has sent out, she sent out, maybe a month or two ago, some actual scripts that you can use based on the type of business you're doing. Now, I know we have people in the Facebook group that are not a part of BPC, and I'm going to put a link into the group chat, and I'll put it also in the YouTube chat so that you can join BPC. If you did not get that email, do a search in your email box, in your inbox for, I think it said scripts or script. You could do a search for script, SCRIPT, and it should come up. I don't think it came through Jade. I think it came straight from Coach. And she has it broken down based on the type of business you have. And you can still tweak it. Don't change it. Tweak it. Okay? Tweak it. I felt like I just felt it in my shanana that I needed to say that. Tweak it. Say it again. Okay. Then after lunch, she is going to post on social media. All of her social media. I know that Facebook is her jam because that's where she put all her personal posts before she got serious about her business. But what I'm saying to her is you need to post on all of them because you don't know where your client is going to come from. Now, when it comes to doing your lives, wherever you have the most traction, that's where you want to do your lives, and you can direct people to that. But because you're just getting started, because you're just getting started in your business, you're going to post on all social media. You're going to use this time to create the accounts that you don't have. Okay? And she's going to spend an hour and 15 minutes doing that. I don't know if y'all can tell, but it says from 1 to 2:15. Or excuse me, 1 to 2. She has until 2:15, but at 2:15, she is going to start working on her hook item. Her hook item ebook and masterclass video. And she's going to work on that until 4:30. From 2:15 to 4:30, she's going to do that. And you say, oh, Miss Nichica, why so long? Because y'all, let me tell y'all something. Every time I do a video, I probably have, this is why I like to go live. Because it's just going to be what it's going to be. I'm just going to cut up the way I cut up, and it's just going to be the way it's going to be. But I declare, when I get in front of that camera and I know I can pause and restart, I will probably do 6 or 7 takes. Because my brain just loses it. You put me on live, it's rolling. Bam, got it. But I know I'm recording something that has to be sent to the Dropbox link, Coach Taria, and edited and all that there. Yeah. Whew. It takes me a minute, a long minute. Okay? So she has that time because she's that hook item ebook, and I've gone through with her the steps to do that ebook, shown her in the trainings portal with BPC University, where she can see that training, because during this time the ebook will be done, finito, period. The video will be done during this time. Okay? We're not trying to overthink it. We're not trying to make it complicated. You're not writing a novel. Your ebook for your hook item is like, what, maybe 6 pages, 5 or 6 pages. You're not writing a whole book for your hook item. So if that's what's taking you so long in order, preventing you from getting it done, rewind, start over. Just 5 or 6 pages. It's really simple. It's like an intro. It's like an appetizer. Think of your ebook like an appetizer. You're not giving them the whole meal. They ain't paid for nothing. They ain't paid for nothing. Don't give them the meal. You're giving them the appetizer. And then the masterclass video is like 10 to 15 minutes. And I've gone through with her how to utilize those. And we'll go into more depth with that in our next session. And then she's got about 30 minutes from 4:30 to 5 to tie up any loose ends. And at 5 o'clock, she's done. Now, if you're the person and you say, I don't want to give that much time to my business, and you work a 9-to-5 job during the week, I'm going to say to you, even though I can't see, hold on, because I want you to see my face on this here, sister and brother. Hold on here. Let me get up. Let me get up in here. I'm going to say to you, let me look at my camera. You're not serious. Heller, you're not serious. Can y'all see my eyes even with my glasses on? You're not serious. When I first became a realtor, I was working 7 days a week like a mad woman in my business and working a job. Okay? You have to build before you're going to reap. Okay? Before you reap the harvest, you got to prepare the ground. Okay? You got to plant the seeds. Heller. You got to nurture that bad boy. Then the harvest comes. If you think every Saturday and you just starting out in your business and you only going to give a couple of hours every Saturday, and you think you're going to be hitting, what was it that there was a couple of BPC members that hit $350,000 since they've been a part of BPC, so 2 years, 3 years. You're not going to hit that doing a couple of hours on a Saturday. You got to put your time in. Put your time in, ma'am and the sir. Okay. Let me go back. Let me go back. I had to let you see my face. Had to let you see it. Had to let you see it, Hannah. Yeah. And that's the face that my clients see when they start talking at the side of their neck. All right? That's just how I do. And then she's done at 5 o'clock. She has the rest of the evening to do whatever she wants to. We put dinner on there at 7 o'clock because that's her normal thing. But, whatever works. She's done at 5. The rest of the day is hers. If you look at Sunday, most of her Sunday is free to do whatever, whether that's church, whatever. And if you are the person where your Sabbath is Saturday and you're doing no work, then we would tweak it for that, right? Because it has to be relevant to what your current life is. This is based on our fictional character. So she's free up until 4. She has 2 hours for her meal prep. She has dinner. And then after dinner, she starts her planning. When I tell you that this time right here, that 9 to 5 on Saturday goes by so fast. It goes by so fast. Even now, with me working on things. So this, ladies and gentlemen, very simple, very easy to do for this particular person's situation. Okay? For this week. And every week may be different. It may not look like this every week. This is not a copy and paste. This is why planning is important. Because eventually, the kids are going back to school. Practice pickups will happen. And if you remember the last session, I talked about having that family meeting to let them know what you're going to be doing, what you want to do, and get their buy-in, get their support so everybody can contribute and step up and take some weight off of you while you're building. Because what you're building is going to benefit everyone in that house. Actually, it's going to benefit everybody that's connected to you. I mean, even I don't have that many friends, but like my best friend, she'll be like, what does your Saturday look like? What time are you free? What you got going on? She already knows to inquire about my calendar because she knows how I am. I'm gonna get my stuff done. We can have playtime. We can go out to eat, go walk in, yik yak on the phone or whatever. But it has its time. It has its appointed time. And for me, the yik yakking on the phone is my drive home. Once I get home, ain't no yik yakking. Done. Because I'm shifting my brain. Got to shift. Got to shift. Okay? And it's all right for you to let your people know what you're going to be doing. Don't have a fear of, well, what if I don't hit my goals, or what if I'm not that success? Don't do that. Let me let you see my face. Hold on. Don't do that. Okay. One thing that has been constantly said during our Monday meetings, don't compare your year 1 to somebody's year 10. There may be times where you set a goal, a smart goal, and you did the things that you were able to do, and life happens and it pushes you back. It's okay. It's all right. Don't beat yourself up over those things. You regroup, get your strategy together, and move forward. Everything is not going to be perfect. I don't know how many different ways we have to say that it's not going to be perfect. There have been days, and I had to learn that Mondays have to be a light day for me as far as working on my business, because we have the BPC call. Mondays have to be a light day. I can't give myself a lot of tasks to do, because when I get in the work zone, I'll mess around, Chef. I'm in there. And then I get on the call and I'm so tired mentally because I'm needing a break. Pay attention to your habits. Track your habits, what you're naturally doing. If you remember with this client, I also had her tracking her food and all these different things. That is part of the coaching process. So the next time that we meet, we will talk about a person who is not doing a full-time job and they have more time in their business. And y'all put your questions in the chat. Even with the replay, put your questions in the chat, because they may be things that I can address during one of the lives, because not everybody's going to go through and read the comments. So I'll bring it up during one of the lives for everybody to know, everybody to hear and be able to glean off of. I'm going to put this back up. This is the web. There are levels, okay? The higher the tier, the more perks you get. It's just how life is. But you start where your bank account says you need to start for right now. Because the whole point is get in the room. Get in the room where the moving and shaking is taking place. Get in the room where people are encouraging one another and celebrating your wins. We do that every Monday night at 7 o'clock. We spend the first 30 minutes celebrating each other. Okay? So the goal is get into the room. So I put the link in the chat of the Facebook group. I will also add it to YouTube. And then the last, if you have not registered, if you can get to Greensboro, North Carolina, you have got to get in the room for this conference. I have speakers coming in talking about minority certifications, retirement, insurance for you and your business, Small business owners let a lot of things fall through the cracks. That's why we are targeted so much. I have local business owners coming in to pour into you all, and you're going to get fed. And I ain't talking about crackers and cheese and fruit. Baby, we gonna eat. Okay, we're gonna eat lunch. Now, I ain't feeding you so much that you're gonna get that itis. We ain't doing that. Okay, and you have the opportunity to upgrade to a VIP. I'm also looking for vendors. And vendors, you will be in the main room with all the action going on. So you are going to get the teaching and training too while making some coins. Okay? While making some coins. So get registered, get registered, get registered. This is going to help you in your business. The conference last year was off the chain. And we had folks from BPC that were speakers. And the nuggets that they dropped, people are still talking about it. People were throwing around words like, I feel inspired. I know what direction I need to go in. This is the information that I needed. You need to be here. Whether you have a business, looking at starting a business, or you have a side hustle that you want to make a business, and you go to mindingmybusiness.vip/conference. When you get to the page, there's a pop-up window that's going to come up. That's your first opportunity to register. If you close it out, because it happens, right up under my video, you're going to see all registrations. Click on that and you can register. I know it works because registrations are already in. I know for a sincere fact that it works. Be in the place. Parking, we are going to be close to downtown, but parking is free. Parking is free. Parking is free. There are no excuses. If you can get to Greensboro, and we may, listen, if somebody can get us a space, we might take it on the road next year. I'm open. We had it in High Point, North Carolina last year, Greensboro this year. If there's enough interest, we can come to other places. I want to pour into y'all. Yes, I will be one of the speakers, but I'm not the only speaker. I'm never going to be the only speaker. I don't have all the answers. I need to learn too. The moment we stop being teachable is the moment where everything stops. Okay? You always have the opportunity to learn. So, before I wrap up, are there any questions? Whether it was what I went over, or do you have another question for something that I did not mention? I'm here to answer your questions. And I'm going to give you, y'all, I forgot to do my noises. Y'all. I'm going to give you some time. Let's see what this background. I'm going to give you a little bit of time to get the questions in, because I know there is a lag between the group and YouTube. Are there any questions? Y'all just played that because I wanted to know what it did. All right. I don't see any questions coming into the Facebook group. Let me check YouTube. No questions there. If you think of anything, feel free to put it in the chat. We have gone over a little bit of time, but I hope you all have a fantabulous day and rest of the weekend. Stay dry, stay safe, and I'll see you on the 4th Friday. Y'all Take care and be blessed. Bye bye.